I think Africa as a whole is in its infancy of getting stories out to the rest of the world. We've all been telling stories, and Africa as a continent has been telling stories for decades, but it's been confined in little pockets, and now the world has opened up.
This is my son, the apple of my eye.
In terms of what distributors used to think they knew, in terms of like what content will travel and what content would do well in other territories. Now we're able to tell African stories with real Africans, black people on screen, and not have to worry about what people would think about, whether it's gonna do well or not.
The global rise in demand for African-made content has generated promising opportunities for film and TV producers across the continent. And no one knows this better than South Africa's Ramapakela siblings. They established the award-winning powerhouse Burnt Onion Productions in 2008 and have amassed quite an impressive filmography. And we're here at the Burnt Onion HQ in Randburg. Despite the Onion, it's not actually a kitchen. The only things they produce, they cook a TV and film. This was their first big one with SABC when they were only starting out as a production company, and they went on to make a lot of film and television. This, Seriously Single on Netflix, they say changed their lives. And because of the success of that, they were able to do this other one, How to Ruin Christmas, which both became huge global hits.
Wait. Did I make this all up in my head?
They entered into a global partnership with Netflix in 2020.
You were together for 2 months.
Where they landed some of the platform's most popular romantic comedies, including the widely popular and relatable series How to Ruin Christmas, which took home 5 South African Film and Television Awards in 2023. Leading with a fresh creativity, the siblings have leveraged their access to worldwide media entities.
Cut it!
To tell South African stories through a culturally authentic lens, which has proven to land with audiences around the world.
There's nothing you can pinpoint about what makes us special. What we realized here is that being local and authentic was the thing that makes it stand out.
Not too shabby for a former SABC presenter and had 2 number-crunching brothers. As kids growing up in Deep Kloof, Soweto, Retabile, Katleho, and Seppo didn't know that storytelling would end up being a family affair. What do you remember about your childhood?
I remember fighting over the remote and who would watch what. That's, I suppose, if you're gonna be like, what did we fight about? I'm like, yeah, the remote.
How did you guys get into storytelling?
Oh, I think each of us have our own separate journeys. So I'm gonna let,
You can start.
Oh, I'll start, okay. Storytelling for me has always been something I've been intrinsically really excited about or wanted to do. I remember growing up, I used to VHS and record on a VHS. All my favorite films, Home Alone was one of them. Hands up! And I used to literally every day when I got back from school, literally, watch Home Alone, until he recorded over it, and I've still never forgiven him for it.
You're still salty about that?
Yeah, I'm still like, why did you do that? But he recorded over it with Cool Runnings, and then that became the film that I watched every day. As I was watching, it was quite interesting for me to be like, oh, I wonder how they wrote the script or how they did this. So that's where I started to really delve into it. I was kind of fascinated with the idea that you could make people feel things just off of something that you came up with in your head, which was very, very exciting. So that's where I got the little bit of the bug, and then obviously it grew into what it is today. But I'll switch to Kat, who will say how he started. Because funny enough, we didn't plan this. We didn't go, when we were kids, we didn't go, we're gonna start a production. Yeah, let's do a thing. No, it just sort of just organically happened.
My journey was a little different because I then studied accounting, but I was always very interested in dramatic arts. My path kind of changed a little bit. I then auditioned for a role in South African soap called Backstage back in the day. Got the part, and I think the journey was when you're in it, you wanna, or at least I wanted to learn a little bit more about this whole process, this whole machine. I wasn't just trying to be the actor, and in fact it made me a better actor, I think. Learning shadowing the script department, sitting in the box, seeing the director going, oh, why is he not saying that line? And I'm like, yeah, I just started falling in love, and I was like, You know, this is what I want to do.
What kind of accountant auditions for a soap opera?
That's a very good, a board accountant.
All right, and Shefo, your own journey into this creative side of things.
In primary school, during the school plays, I would always find myself backstage. You know, the guys closing the curtains, bringing the lights and stuff. And fast forward, I started in the corporate world. I was at a bank. Coincidentally, when I got bored of corporate life, I joined hands with Ritavila here to form the company Burnt Onion. So I was always going to be the guy in the back.
He wasn't even involved at first. It was just the two of us. And he was working somewhere else at another production company. And he was like, hey, can I get a piece of that? And we were like, yeah, sure. Because, I mean, we literally had just only registered it. It hadn't actually become something.
We didn't have a plan.
Yeah, we didn't have a plan. He had a plan.
We wear many hats, and so yes, I do mostly focus on, okay, what's the next direction? Is this feasible? What do we need?
We've learned that we all have to be involved in everything.
Do we have the first version of this?